everyone! So today we are filming the very requested transformation video. We hope you guys enjoy, so we're going to show you the dolls. So this is my fourth Samantha doll named Bethan, who I got for $2 at the Salvation Army. Totally didn't need a Samantha doll, but she is gorgeous. She's in really nice shape and her hair still has like shine to it. And then we have Miss Sugar-Coated Holly O'Hare, who has the nasty hair. And then Chloe's actually the dirtiest doll. This is Tandem Bike Kids Chloe, and her clothes are like squalid. It's not really picking up on camera, but believe me, they're gross. And then this is High School Musical 2 Gabby, who's gonna get deboxed. So we're in the basement. I'm sorry it's dark, and we are setting up the laundry tub.
Filming him instead of filming me. My feelings
I'm sorry. So before we get the clothes going in the wash, all of these like 99-cent price tags need to get pulled off the dolls. Did you see the like stuff on her pants? It's nasty. So Colleen just discovered that Holly's never been taken out of her outfit because you can see the way the elastic bands are strung around her arms to hold her necklace in place. That's really sad. Okay, and then for Bethan, because she's got this like human hair elastic in here, I don't want to like, they have it all like wrapped up in like a half bun or something, so I'm actually just gonna cut this. We'll play with you, Holly. She's so pretty. She kind of looks like, you know, from Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Yeah!
Doesn't she? So I'm gonna open up Gabby.
Like when we get a box doll, we'll wash them anyway, even though they're in the box, because especially a doll like this where the box wasn't really sealed anymore, she could easily have gotten dirty in there.
We are putting the shoes that came with Gabriella, show them on your hands, away. And I have all these little drawers. So right here, High School Musical, because I label everything. And there we go. Getting the supplies. Big thick towel.
This one?
Bleach stains from coloring your hair, not required. Wide tooth comb. Toothbrush kept in its own holder just for your dolls. This sink doesn't work.
Do not use this on your own mouth.
With gel. Where's the conditioner? Conditioner for your dolls. Combs. Fine tooth ones. Guinea pig helpers. Hello. Hello. What are you doing? Do you want to help Mummy clean the dolls? Oh. Wait, can you hold? Would you... Can Mum pet you? Oh, yes. Oh. Well, nice bubbles. And those Navajas by him sure let me pet her though. We're gonna need baking soda. So I did this in our last Dolly transformations where we soaked the dolls. Holly looks like she is desperately like begging for help. Here, put your hand in the water, girlfriend. What are you doing? There you go. I'm gonna wash the bodies of the fashion dolls, so Holly, Chloe, and Gabby. And then while Colleen starts working on their hair, I am gonna work on washing Bethan's body.
Gabriella has a bubble in its ass. So I wound up playing with bubbles and water like a big kid. This is why if I was in the bathroom for more than 5 minutes, my mama used to bang on the door and ask if I was playing with water.
I'm gonna wash Bethan. American Girl dolls are not that delicate. There is a huge misconception. If you've taken them apart, they're literally just polyester stuffing, a cloth body, some elastic cords and metal clamps to hold the like elastics in place, vinyl limbs, and a wig, which is sewn together and glued on the head, and then their eyeballs are just like glass plastic eyes with like a decal inside in a metal shroud, which I hear is aluminum so it won't rust out, but just in case that's like not true, I would just be really careful about the eyes. It's the only thing that you need to be careful about because everything else will dry just fine. This baking soda will get off like most all the grub. It's really common for American girls to get blue stains on their like fingertips and their heels and like their foot area. Actually, she has one right here and right here. And a lot of that is from, I think, making contact with your hands and also the clothing. So like if they're wearing shoes a lot, I call it like a wear mark. I'm not really sure what causes it. It might be like dye rub off. But basically, those fade on their own over time anyways. Molly used to have huge like blue-black ones. And Julie, my Julie doll also came with those. You can use stain removal treatment on them. So I'm just going to wet her limbs with water. I'm just going to rub baking soda in. You don't have to use a toothbrush, but I don't know, I just like using a toothbrush. I feel like it really gets in there. How do you know how old your American Girl is? Well, if they have an American Girl stamp on them, that makes them from like 2010 or newer, more than likely. More than likely, they do cross over. And Pleasant Company stamps are usually from 2010 and earlier. So if it says Pleasant Company, it doesn't mean it's made by Pleasant Company. If they have a body tag, they're not made by Pleasant Company. The body tag dates, they'll say like 2008 a lot on them. Those dates don't mean anything. The older the doll, the squishier the vinyl. So like Mattel stock dolls, you won't be able to like squinch their fingers together. These are really soft. And the 80s German dolls are very squishy. It's like gross how squishy they are. And also, because they're so squishy and because of like how their joints are on the inside, their arms like and legs like pull out of the sockets a lot when you dress them. It's really annoying. If the doll has a white body, that means they're from 1990 and earlier, because they discontinued those with Felicity. Granted, there's always a little crossover, so these dates are like tentative. They're not like 100%. They used tags like that said Pleasant Company in the clothes and like made in Germany and stuff for a long time. So again, like that doesn't really help you out. Blonde dolls will have blonde eyelashes if they're Pleasant Company stock, so that would make them probably like late 90s or earlier. Likewise, if they have silver eye, which is an eye defect, my Kirsten doll had it. I have a whole video about that. But that only happened in like late 90s dolls and earlier. The older the doll, the thicker and the longer the neck strings tend to be. Except the German dolls. Theirs are like flat shoelaces. That's what they look like. So I'm just washing her exactly like, if you'll notice, it's all the same stuff that I used to wash my fashion dolls. You just have to be mindful of the eyes, and when I'm combing her out, I do have to be mindful of the wig cap itself, because you don't want to snag like the tracks that sew her hair together, that keep her hair together.
Is that Chloe?
Chloe. Bethan's like, it's about time you wash me. She's really pretty.
It's her gorgeous face.
Use the really big mess that Colleen left. But yeah,
I didn't do it with my evil twin.
The girls are in the boil wash. I don't know. Yeah, you can see them. And I've conditioned Bethan's hair, and I just rinsed it out. And you can see I can get my comb through here. And she lost a little bit more than this hair altogether, and her hair was actually pretty tangled, especially at the underside from being in that weird hairstyle. Oh, look. Candy,
me and what I'm doing.
Because the kitties are so cute. Do you like the wood, honey? Or does it keep Andy warm? Oh, yeah. So, what is you doing?
I'm getting...
Duplicated Gabby?
Yes, the old Gabby.
Look at all my Mary Kate and Ashley and High School Musical dolls. That's this whole container. Yeah, I have a problem. Troy.
Troy's my boy.
So, these three ladies are out of the boil wash. They've been rinsed in cold water and gelled with my little diluted gel mixture. So I'm going to put them on the bed to dry, and then the microwave is going because Bethan's water is in there, and I'm going to boil wash her once that's out. Their clothes have been soaking for a little while now, so I'm going to drain this out. I'm going to rinse it in like warm water just to get rid of the oxy-clean residue. So it's time for Bethan's boil wash. I'm gonna like dunk her hair in. Now this is gonna make her hair go straight. So if you didn't want that, just be warned. That's what happens when you put Connect on hair. in the boil wash, and it's not gonna like loosen her wig cap up immediately or anything. I mean, I wouldn't like put it in there for like a whole minute if you really don't want it loosening up, but just putting it in for a few seconds isn't gonna do anything. And then I'm just gonna comb her out. This is exactly what I would do with a Barbie. And I'm gonna make sure to get her underside here because I feel like that's kind of an issue right now. So sometimes a doll's hair might not look so bad, and then you wash it and you realize it's kind of drier than you'd like it to be. This just really helps. And then for her bangs, I don't want to put them in because I don't want them to lose their like slight wave at the bottom, so I'm just gonna comb some of this hot water through just to keep it neat like up top by her scalp. Because I find that this area on Samantha dolls, so where their like bangs meet their wig, that's where all the like little flyaways and annoying bits happen. So I have rinsed Bethan with cold water now that her hair has been boil washed. And you can see her body's pretty wet at this point, that's fine. And I'm gonna gel her like I would my other dolls. The only thing is I'm gonna kind of make sure it doesn't go in her eyeballs. So if you have gotten water in your American Girl's eyes, or even if you haven't, this is just a really good thing to do anyways. I have my blow dryer and I'm gonna put it on the cold setting. You do not want to use warm or hot, just the cold. And you're gonna put it over their eye. Kind of helps if you lean them down, and you can see water coming out of her eye. Okay, so the reason for this is because, like I said, they have a metal backing in their eye, which could rust. I'm not really sure like if it would rust, but so I also want to say that the blow dryer trick is great for if your doll's eyes fog up in the wash for whatever reason. This doesn't happen with American Girl, but like an older doll, it could happen to. I was cleaning my aunt's Shirley Temple doll. It's one of the original Shirley Temple dolls, and her eyes fogged up, and when I put the blow dryer on them, that actually got rid of the fogginess, and that's actually how I figured out to use this technique, because I had researched how to get rid of fog in doll eyes, and I figured, oh, well, that really worked. I'll use it on my American Girl. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to like clean around her eyeball with this Q-tip, just because there's a little bit of baking soda that I can see. So I'm just like wiping her eye. So the girls are drying on the bed now with this fan, and I also have their clothes because we just don't really have many clothes to wash today, so there's no sense in setting up the drying rack.
This is one of those occasions where I would be taking Gabriella out of storage because we got a boxed one, even if we weren't like documenting dolls for Flickr or YouTube or whatnot, because sometimes when we get a boxed doll and we have an old doll, like a few years ago, the same thing, actually many years ago, the same thing happened with Funk Out Yasmin. We got a nicer one. So the old doll gets the spare outfit. So this is like one of those cases where we'd be playing with our old Gabriella because we got a new Gabriella, even if we weren't online at all. Just because, you know, we have a nicer outfit for her, why not let her have it? I have to put them all in their meet outfits for a new Flickr photo of the four together. Oliver is trying to steal doll clothes out of the basket, which is kind of funny. No. Ollie, no. My girl. So luckily, because Shelly and I have a tendency to hoard socks and underwear, we actually do have enough like actual Meet Samantha type socks and underwear hoarded for her to have some to wear. We're just going to have her borrow Nellie's shoes for a photo because they're the same shoes. So here's my process on how I like dress dolls for the seasons. I usually bring up the bag or bags of clothes I need. And I like to bring up the bags so that the stuff just gets put right in the Ziplocs, and so I know it's like safe. 4 Meet Samantha dresses because we got one on each of the Sams and one on Nellie. So that'll be Bethan's dress, the one we got on Nellie. And then we also have 3 pairs of tights here from each of the Samanthas. And the ones on 04 Sam, that 80 Sam, that come with the socks and shoe set. The reason we bought those is because 80 Sam's tights are like really weird and kind of malformed, so we want her to have a nice pair originally. Have an extra pair of undies because 80 Sam's pants are in such bad shape, like underpants are in such bad shape, that we bought Be Forever Meat underwear after Nellie had her own. So we hoard these underwear and try to get snippets of myself dressing these guys and making them naked. I'm being impeded by a furry toddler who keeps trying to take their shoes, and I had to put all the meat clothes back in the bag because he was going to tear at them. Yeah, so he's crazy and making it hard. Normally I would dress like one doll at a time usually, but because they're all getting clothes from the same meat bag, I'm just going to make them all naked like Bethan. Is I like to have all the shoes and like smaller accessories that they're going to wear after they're dressed in one container. All the smaller accessories that they're done with in another container. Just to make it easy for me. And then when I finish with the bag, and like clothes that needs to be put away, I just kind of drop it in there so I know I'm done with it. Sometimes I'm sure those of you who are not just doll owners but also cat owners can relate to this. I have to do things in an order that I would prefer not to do them in, just because sometimes you have to like protect certain dolls or things from the cat. I just realized that your Sam collection now exactly mirrors my Molly collection. So I got them all dressed. This is Bethan all dolled up. None of them are wearing their hair ribbons right now. Bethan's actually the only one who doesn't have one at this time. What are you doing? So
I'm gonna make Chloe some earrings to go with her little outfit. She'll still need shoes and her hair done, but I want her to kind of coordinate with Tandem Bike Yas. So this is Yas from her set, and I really like this this simple style. So I don't have any beads just like that, but I do have these bad boys. They're kind of on the same idea. They're like translucent pink ovals. She has these like little yellow beads. I'm probably gonna give her, we like these purple ones to kind of match the stripe. I mean, they're a little off in color, but I don't really have anything that's this size that would match. I've been asked before like how I transfer beads from little like bags and kits into these boxes, and my aunt showed me this trick. This is just an old like container lid, and you can like put the beads in it and squeeze it and then pour it where you want it to go. One pair of tacky handmade earrings wasn't enough. I am going to make Holly some earrings too out of Sculpey clay, because even though she has her factory earrings, now normally I wouldn't like make handmade earrings if there was nothing wrong with the factory earrings and hers were staying in place and everything, but she's sweets themed and I can't help myself. So I'm gonna make her like, they're gonna look kind of like munchkins, like the mini donuts with icing on them. I've had this planned since the moment I got her, and I think that's part of why I wanted dolls from the set. So it's going to be really easy and not complex at all. So to make the like drippy frosting icing stuff, I showed this. I have a tutorial on how I make like charms, and it's a really basic tutorial. It's not super duper specific. It's just showing like some basic techniques and how you can make a lot of different things with them. But basically, if you want to make frosting or sauce or anything colored and like drippy, is to get some translucent liquid Sculpey, this stuff here, and then some non-toxic chalk pastels. Mine have been broken by accident. I keep them up there in that cabinet, and one day they fell, and that was just bad news. I'm just gonna scrape some of this pastel off with a razor blade. You mix the powder in. My oven has preheated. Holly's charms are made. We're gonna put them in the oven. Something that I like to do on dolls that are a little bit schlubby looking, like this Chloe, like her hair is obviously in decent shape. It doesn't really need to be boil washed again, but she has these little like short splitty bits. So I like to trim those like right down to the scalp, because if you leave them hanging, they don't look very nice. They like just make her whole head look less shiny and dull. So and then for Bethan, she has some of these like scraggly bits that hang. This happens a lot with like American girls. And so we are finally done cleaning all the dolls. Let's get to it. So we have Miss Sugar Coated Holly, who had really ratchet looking hair before, and you can see the earrings I made. That's what her hair looks like. She does have like a little bit of glue going on, but it's not really sticky. It's just more like her hair is kind of clumping together. But it's really sweet. And then we have Tandem Bike Chloe. And I did kind of change her earring design. I decided to go with white beads instead of those purple ones. And then that's what her hair looks like from the back. Oh, that's my hair. And then this is my new Gabriella doll that was boxed, and this is my old Gabriella doll that I got secondhand. And she actually looks quite a bit different, not so much facially. My old doll has really bouncy hair, and my new doll over here, she has kind of straighter, longer looking hair. And then these are my Samantha dolls. So this is 80s Samantha. They're all in my American Girl collection except Bethan, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but yeah. We have 04 Samantha, and then we have Luca, who is probably close to the same age as Bethan. And I just want to comment that Luca has the #1 most annoying American Girl wig in my entire collection that I hate working with. She has like patently too much hair, and her wig is sewn all funny, so I couldn't even like style her hair in this little ponytail. I tried for honest to God like 20 minutes, and it just wasn't having it. So I have a little clip here underneath, and sorry her bow's a little raggedy. This is my childhood outfit. And she looks a lot like Bethan, just in worse shape, strangely. And then Bethan over here, this is what she looks like. And you see this like little shelf here of hair that's like shorter, this layer? That's probably from where her hair was originally tied up. Bethan is so beautiful, and you can tell her coloring's held up a bit better than Luca's. Like her lips are a lot darker, and her eyelashes are a lot nicer, whereas Luca's over here, this one, you can see that she's like missing some, and it's all splayed out.
I also feel like Bethan's less gray in the face than Luca.
Yeah, Luca's kind of gone a bit funny in color. And her hair even looks shinier and slightly darker. She could be like a year or two newer. It's really hard to tell. I have comparison photos of my old 3 dolls with like labels, so you can kind of see the difference in their neck strings, their bodies, all of that. And I talk about some of their vinyl differences if you're curious, if you want to see like more info there. So I will be restringing Bethan in the future, and when I do, I will make a video on it because she is a bit loose, and I do have a written tutorial for that on Flickr if you really are curious.
The pictures are a little ugly, but the information is all
it uses
accurate.
Nelly. Those pictures are like 4 years old. So we hope you guys enjoyed this transformation. These dolls will be on my Flickr. It's gonna take a little bit longer for Bethan to make it onto my Flickr because I need to paint a whole backdrop to retake this photo of my Sams all together in their meat clothes. But the other dolls will probably be up within the week or so. So if you want to see like pictures of them for reference or whatever, feel free to check that out. I will link my Flickr below. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.